Aloha and welcome. My name is Taylor Norris, and I'm a galactic astrologer, intuitive astrologer, and Reiki master teacher. And in today's video, I'm really excited. I'm going to be sharing with you about the transits that are leading up to the new moon. We have a biggie, Mars opposite Pluto, and then also the Taurus new moon on April 27th. And before I get into that, I would like to invite you to the Distant Reiki Share I'm hosting for the Taurus New Moon on April 27th. And you can RSVP for free in the link in the description below this video. Everybody's welcome. All levels of astrology and Reiki experience are welcome to attend. If you want to be in sacred circle and want to be in community for the new moon, that's a very magical time. Every new moon is a very powerful and magical time to be doing spiritual work, to be really tuning into yourself and setting intentions for the moon cycle ahead for the next 28 to 30 days. And the longer you work with setting intentions in the new moon, the more magic just seems to come into your life. And it's also a really, really powerful time to do a Reiki journey. And my experience when doing these Reiki journeys together on very specific, strategic astrological timings, that we really receive and call in such powerful, beautiful, cosmic and galactic planetary energies coming through the Reiki energy. And it's really deeply healing and empowering experience that is teaching me a lot about how the astrology works too, which I will be sharing with you some more about that. So I'm going to share my screen and we'll get into it this morning, preparing these slides, really tuning into this energy. I've had so many insights, so many downloads, and I have some notes that I'm going to be sharing with you. So I'm going to get this screen share going here. So on screen, we have the list of the transits, April 24th, 25th, 26th, and 27th, really looking at the moon. Specifically, I've been looking into the moon more and more and more. I am having transit Jupiter conjoin my moon. So I've been very, very interested in the moon, even deeper levels of learning. And that's so much of what I love about astrology. There is literally no end to it. It is truly an infinite study. So on April 24th, this is a very, very special day that I'm recording this video and sharing this video. April 24th, we have Venus conjoining Saturn, and then the moon is going to conjoin Saturn, and the moon is going to conjoin Venus. So we have this blend of moon, Saturn, and Venus all together in the sign of Pisces at 27 degrees, 14 to 16 minutes of Pisces zodiac sign. So definitely be aware if you have anything around 27 degrees Pisces, you are receiving the moon, Saturn, and Venus very, very powerfully. And I'm going to share with you some more about this, but really, this is like the power of your inner authority coming through, being received, Venus, and spiritual directive, and really a chance to consider what truly matters to you and what are you valuing and prioritizing for the long term. This is divine feminine communion opportunity. We have a strong change of energy from the moon in Pisces changing into Aries, and this is occurring in the later hours of April 24th. So I have the times that are listed. These are for Hawaii, so you'll want to adjust to your time zone. 2124 is the time for April 24th, the moon changing from Pisces to Aries. So this is a transition from very like watery, emotional, mystical, magical, spiritual, sensitive, absorbing, hydrating Pisces to Aries, which is very fiery, inspired, passionate, go-getter, new beginnings, lots of energy, dehydrating, upward and outward and active Aries energy. Very, very different. So notice if you can feel that difference, it's a really good time to tune into that difference between Pisces and Aries. So once the moon enters Aries, it will conjoin Neptune. We'll have even greater sense of that like spiritual communication, insights, intuitive openings, imagination, creativity. The moon will trine Mars, more of that forward motion, action, energy, directed outward. This is moon in Aries to Mars in Leo. Very, very powerful. And then April 25th, shortly thereafter, the moon will sextile Pluto. So there's a sense of community, of electricity, of soul wisdom, empowerment, being expressed, Aries, and actions that are being stimulated from the deeper parts of our soul, the deeper parts of our psyche, Pluto. And then after the moon sextiles Pluto, it will conjoin Mercury. So even more of those spiritual insights, downloads, receptivity, ideas, inspired ideas, and insights that are compelling action, Aries. April 26th, the moon will then sextile Jupiter. This is feeling like larger than life. This could be more sensitive. This could be more of that spiritual action, more of seeing the bigger picture and what actions and stimulatory impulses may come in alignment with what you are learning. This feels like a good time to be learning and putting what you know into action. Good combination there. April 26th. And April 26th is when we are having a more major transit. I'm sure you've heard about it. Mars is opposing Pluto. Mars in Leo will be opposing Pluto in Aquarius. And this is the chart that I have on screen. It's happening at 2:49 p.m. Hawaii time. And this is Mars in Leo, 3 degrees, 48 minutes of Leo, exactly opposite Pluto in Aquarius at 3 degrees and 48 minutes. And this is an opportunity to really embody the healthy and healed, pure ego. And I'll share a little bit more about that in the notes when I share my notes in just a moment. So later, April 26th, Mars opposing Pluto, the moon will enter Taurus and will really be in that balsamic moon phase. Really good time to like tune in and be still, slow down, tend to your body, trust the wisdom of your body. And this is a really stabilizing, more grounding, down to earth kind of energy and influence. And these other dynamics here on April 27th, the moon will square Pluto, will square Mars, and will conjoin the sun. So the new moon in Taurus is in square alignment, making it T square with the Mars-Pluto opposition. So this is very, very dynamic energy. April 27th, 9:30 a.m., we have the new moon at 7 degrees Taurus and 46 minutes. So you'll want to find Taurus zodiac sign. Do you have any planets or points around 7 to 8 degrees of Taurus? You will be receiving this new moon there and knowing which house Taurus zodiac sign is in your natal birth chart. You will know the area of life that is really stimulating this intention, this new beginning, and receiving the opportunity of your intention and new beginning that you would like to initiate this moon cycle. So on screen here is the Taurus New Moon ruled by beautiful Venus. Venus, the planetary guide of Taurus zodiac sign. The Taurus moon is the builder moon. Taurus is a fixed earth sign. It's very stabilizing, very grounding, and it's also the gourmand's moon. So food tastes better under the Taurus moon, and we can really tune into the wisdom of our body, our five senses, and even our psychic senses as well can feel even more embodied and physicalized. Taurus is a very habitual sign. This particular moon is very calming, strengthening, nutrifying. Taurus moons are moist and warm, as well as Taurus is a spring zodiac sign, so a warmer of the warmest of the earth signs. And we see when we look in this chart, you can see that T square I was talking about here, the new moon in square to Mars in Leo, the new moon in square to Pluto, Pluto opposing Mars and Leo, Mars and Leo opposing, separating from its opposition from Pluto and Aquarius. We also can see here, I included because I thought this was very, very interesting, that when we put asteroid goddess Juno in the chart, it figures into this mystic rectangle with the North Node, Saturn, and Venus in the latter degrees of Pisces. Juno is retrograde at about 28 degrees of Scorpio, and this is creating a mystic rectangle with the nodal axis and with Juno in opposition to Uranus and Hygeia. So this is, to me, really talking about embodiment. It's really talking about healing, transformation, awakening, and this reconciliation of our values, our divine feminine power, and our commitment, Juno, to our spiritual calling, our spiritual path, and being co-creators of the new earth, of the heaven on earth, in which we all want to live at this time. And that it's really upon our shoulders, Saturn and Pisces, to manifest and create this. Nobody else is coming to do this. We are the ones who are doing it, and we get to do it. It's an honor and it's a privilege to all be in this process together, and each of us have our unique and creative ways to show up and share and contribute to this new earth vision. The sun and moon in the galactic chart are showing a conjunction with beautiful Shadir star and Cassiopeia constellation. Cassiopeia is a queen in the sky, the archetypal queen essence, the pure queen archetype. So stripping away kind of like the negative queen archetype and really thinking about the purity of divine feminine leadership, embodiment. Shadir is a star of dignity as well. And this Mars in Leo has a very dignified quality to it as well. So we are embodying and finding a balance between the dignified expression of the divine masculine, Mars, also Saturn here, and the dignified expression of the divine feminine, and having both of these opposites, these dualities, these polarities come into harmony. Venus is all about harmony as well within the power of our healthy and healed pure ego, Mars, and the power of our inner authority, Saturn. So I'm going to share with you some of the notes that I wrote about this. I channeled about this because I think they really kind of like sum everything up concisely. Again, my Gemini-ness, like wrote it all down. Gemini moon, Jupiter and Gemini, love, love, love the automatic writing. So this is everything I've talked about, all of the transits are talking about what do you value and why. Reflect on what do you value and why. What are culturally created values versus your authentic values? Collectively, it's like an identity crisis or existential crisis moment with regard to values. And I would add also with regard to power, as we have this very intense T square in operation. Taurus and Venus are about embodiment, pleasure, and simplicity. So I'm striving to make this video as simple and concise as possible. Saturn is highlighting temperance within pleasure and the long-term and deeper spiritual underpinnings of our values and creative manifestations. Mars-Pluto in square to the new moon is talking about the power of pleasure, Taurus and Venus, to transform Pluto. It's also talking about the power of divine feminine leadership and embodiment, the new moon conjunct Shadir star in Cassiopeia. I would expect that this is a powerful moment of intuitive expansion and intuitive power, psychic receptivity, and even greater opening of our physical bodily intuitive apparatus. We could also say this is a powerful activation of our human inner technology. So not a external physical man-made technology, but a technology that is present in our organic, physical, human form, greater activation of what we are capable of as human beings, as spirit in human bodies. What do you want to invest in and nurture for the long term that delights your spirit and contributes to new Earth? Saturn, Venus, North Node, and Moon. Something that requires sustained effort and passion, Mars and Leo, and the help of community, grounded in a commitment to transformation, Pluto in Aquarius. We are renewing spiritual commitments here. This is being amplified and highlighted by Juno in that mystic rectangle configuration. Renewing spiritual commitments. We are listening and receiving earth wisdom and body wisdom. We are receiving earth power and soul power through physical embodiment. This is really coming through the Taurus New Moon, T square, Mars, Pluto. We are receiving the energy of the new moon, sun and moon conjunct in our root chakra. Root chakra is connected to the moon. In the solar plexus chakra is connected to the sun. And this energy of new beginnings is being received in the body zone region of Taurus. And this includes the ears, neck, throat, the atlas and axis bones, the lower teeth, and the tongue. So I am learning and studying intensively medical astrology. And so I'm going to be sharing increasingly more of the medical astrology and physical astrology insights as we progress through these different lunar updates and transit updates that I include here. So I'll share that one more time. We are receiving the energy of the new moon, sun and moon conjunct in our root chakra, moon, and the solar plexus chakra, sun, and this energy of new beginnings is being received in the body zone region of Taurus, which includes the ears, neck, throat, atlas and axis bones, the lower teeth, and the tongue. I'm studying medical astrology with Judith Hill, by the way, so I want to attribute her as a source of the information I'm sharing about the medical astrology significations. The power of your inner authority, Saturn, is awakening. That was coming through so strongly in the class that I just taught on Saturn. Those of you in the class know all about that. We actually received an attunement to the power of our inner authority. It was that powerful and wanted to come in that strongly. So we made space for that. That energy is certainly there and available to all of us to really tap into the power of your inner authority. Saturn, that's only going to be amplified and expanded as Saturn enters Aries in May of this year, May 24th. The power of your healthy and healed pure ego is being invited to enact the new earth vision and spiritual direction of your soul. This is the Mars and Pluto opposition. Something that was really coming through to share because Taurus is everything. It has to do with embodiment. I'm studying this medical astrology. So I'm going to share with you how I think planetary embodiment works. I think if anything else, like that is like the point of all of this. It's great to know like our soul experience, be able to astral travel and Reiki journey to all these different worlds and heavens. But I'm also equally interested to how does this metaphysically and physically express within us? How do we physically contain the universe? I don't claim to have all the answers, but this is what was coming through, really looking at the work of Judith Hill and all of the Renaissance medical astrologers. And the medical astrology tradition dates back to ancient Sumeria, ancient Egypt, and likely dates back beyond that to Atlantis, Lemuria, and on and on and on. So here's what I got. Solar photons are received by the planets of our solar system. The solar photons entrain with the unique vibration of that planet. The planets each have color rays, and the planet's color rays are received through the chakra of that planet in our bodies. The planet color ray knows where to go in our bodies based on the sign it is transiting through. From the planet chakra in the body where it's received, the planetary color ray travels through the nadis, the nervous system, the endocrine system, the glands, and the blood within the human body. And the nadis are like the meridians, the subtle channels of energy in our body, kind of the precursors to the nervous system, and the endocrine system being kind of like more of the physicalized chakras in our body. The planetary color ray then enters the body zone of the sign. So our bodies are each divided into different zones in medical astrology, and each body zone is linked to a specific zodiac sign. The planetary color ray then enters the body zone of the sign. We have vibrational receivers for the planetary color rays in our sign-specific body zones. This operates through vibrational synchronicity and resonance. It's a metaphysical and physical process because, again, we're spirits in physical human bodies. We receive the pure planetary color rays when it's just the photons of the sun of our solar system being received. We receive the pure planetary color rays and other galactic and cosmic color rays when the planets of our solar system are aligned to stars other than our sun. So like all the different stars that we look at in these galactic astrology charts that I show here. I'm guessing black holes would also fall into that category. This is an even deeper, more unconscious process that is amplified and enhanced when we consciously participate, co-create, and invite this cosmic and galactic evolutionary process. So that's what I've got so far about how this works. I will continue working on it. But really, we embody all of the planets, all of the stars, all of the zodiac signs within our bodies. And so I really invite you to tune in and tap into more of yourself as our solar system, yourself as the galaxy, yourself as the universe. And no doubt, if you're watching this video, you're already doing that. So, bravo, you're in the right place. And any way I can support you in that process, I am there for you because when we do this, it really does invite in so much greater magic, miracles, opportunities, synchronicities, a feeling of just like this life being such a blessing and a gift and a greater sense of connection to everything, the earth, the cosmos, yourself, your body. And really, it helps feeling like for so long being a star seed or being somebody who wishes they would like wake up on another planet or like I'm not on the right planet kind of a feeling for so long, feeling like that. It's like this astrology combined with the Reiki really does bring in that sense of belongingness on this planet, and that just because we're on Earth, it doesn't mean we're not connected to all these other amazing places, and also to recognize how amazing it is to be on Earth and to have these beautiful human bodies, human consciousness, human experience as well. So, like I said, please come. The free Taurus New Moon Distant Reiki Share, April 27th. It's happening just around the time of the Taurus New Moon. So we will be receiving all of the beautiful rays and frequencies of the planets. May 24th, I'm super excited teaching another class on Saturn. Saturn ingress Aries. So this is the day Saturn enters Aries. And this is Courageous Spirit Embodied, Intuitive Galactic Astrology and Reiki Journey class. I'm so excited. We will probably be looking at natal Saturn of students in class. Not sure, have not downloaded the class and received the whole curriculum. I will make a separate video about exactly more of what that class will cover when that information is received. So stay tuned for that. I just wanted to let you know that that class is coming and is sure to be a really beautiful, wonderful experience of the power of the inner authority that is just coming through so strongly. So however you can connect to the power of your inner authority, the power of your healthy and healed pure ego, and also this sense of embodiment, Taurus. That is where it's at. That is where it's at. You got it. That's Venus, that's Sun, that's Moon, that's Mars, that's Saturn, that's Pluto in a nutshell. Those words. So many blessings to you. Drop your comments below. What do you think? What are your thoughts about any of what I shared? I always love to hear from you. Aho, amen, namaste, and so it is. Mahalo.